Hey guys, it's TK2, and this is a 50-point game of Incursion. We are using the 2015 rules, which means that casters cannot dominate for 2 points, and that the flags don't disappear. We are using my Coven, and I am playing against eGaspy. I really wanted to get a game against eGaspy in, because I feel like they are one of my weakest matchups for my list pairing, and I figure that if I actually have some practice against them, I'll know what to expect. So it's eGaspy and eDenny, I feel, are the two weakest ones for the two casters like to bring tournaments. So I think that the Coven are a better drop against eGaspy and eDenny than my other list. So let me go over everything real quick. On my side, we have my standard 50-point list. We have Warwick Siren, Night Wretch, Bane Riders, Biles, Bane Riders. Well, one unit of Bane Riders, my bad. Kraken, the witches are back here. Blood Witches with the Hag, Night Wretch, and Gorman. Gorman's around here. Oh, here he is. I think he was missing from my last game, actually. And over on my opponent's side, he doesn't usually play Gaspy 2, and that is why he is using my Gaspy model. And so I kind of put together a list for him that I'd like to see him run. He's a very competent Crix player. It's just he's not a fan of Gaspy 2. So I pulled out something that looked like one of my old tournament lists for Gaspy 2. I used to run them all the time, and then I kind of grew away from them just as my play style changed. So I couldn't remember exactly, and I couldn't find it online. So it was online at one point. So I have a full unit of Bane Thralls, a full unit of Bane Knights, or I guess he has these, a full unit of Blood Witches, I believe are right here. He has some pretty interesting conversions going on in his army, so it makes it a little bit difficult to tell what's what from a replay. A Helldiver, Night Wretch, Bane Thrall UA, Tartarus is the thing right here that looks like he's a caster, Wither Shadow Combine, Saxon, Madeline, Dara, Min Biles, and there's something else in there too, I just can't tell what it is. So yeah, my thoughts on this game is, well, I think I'm going to go in and get crushed because, well, I think it's one of my worst matchups, and I don't think that the Coven are really good against it. So I want to get some practice in, see how it goes, and so don't be expecting greatness, because it's not going to happen. But here we go. So I have first turn. I seem to get lucky with that. So actually I don't have first turn, my bad. So he's just going to run up. He's checking over Gaspy's spell cards, and the entire time he's finding out how great of a caster Gaspy 2 is. So he just runs with everyone forward. Helldivers technically do get to go faster if they burrow, but he just ran everyone. He's going to cast Hellbound and put down some clouds, one cloud, and then it's going to be my turn. So just kind of a standard, well, I guess standard turn one for pretty much everything. He only puts down one cloud because he had to hand out 2 focus for running, which may not have been the best idea, but my opponent's new to, yeah, I think it's like the first time he ever played him. It was my first time playing him, or at least getting his models out in like 2 whole years, so it was an interesting experience, to say the least. Okay, so everyone runs up. He has the conga line going, and it is, I'm sorry, the camera, something's up with my tripod. I don't know what it is, and so it's all out of whack. So bear with me as the camera moves the entire time. So here I'm thinking is that I can get to Gaspy because he moved up. That's just how the Coven works. So if I can get to him and I can put some damage down early, I think that's going to help me out a lot. Now I'm a little bit worried because if we're doing this whole, well, if an opponent did this and I had the ideal opponent and everything like that, my opponent knows I'm playing the Coven because, well, I mean, he can see him on the board, and he knows that the Coven are really good at spelling. So what I guess other people would do is they would put down another cloud here to just completely block Gaspy from line of sight, and then, you know, sit there. So I guess I should explain first of all. Well, I'll explain why I think the Coven is like a good matchup against, well, at least compared to my other list, which is Shade 2. Why I think the Coven is a good matchup against Gaspy, but because there is no cloud there, I'm just gonna move up and I'm gonna try and spell his butt. So we're thinking about it, and this is an experimental game, so pretty much when I say I want to do something, you know, we try it out. If it doesn't work, you know, I take it back. So right now it's like, well, what if I did go for the spell assassination? So I'm going to be, the chicken moves up, quote unquote. We roll dice, we see what happens, we see how much damage it does. And then, so I do it again, and then I crit Shadowbind. And then we kind of realize that if the Coven can Shadowbind the enemy caster turn 1, it's kind of good. And then we were thinking about it, and it's like, well, you know, I'm probably going to put 7 points of damage on Gaspy, maybe a little bit more than that, and that's worth a node. So we talk about it for a little bit, and then we decide to just go for it. So the Kraken gets 1 because he needs to run up there, and I guess I really shouldn't have given him any, but I didn't want him to be super far behind. So I guess ideally I should have just gone for 3 boosted Stringent Abysses, or I can only give, the reason I gave the Kraken 1 is because I have to put Infernal Machine on the Woolwich, or not the Woolwich, the Night Reg, which cuts down on my 3 boosted Stringent Abysses. I'd only get 2 Stringent Abysses, and then I would have 2 focus for like another one. So what I decide to do is go for like 2 fully boosted Stringent Abysses, or at least, no, 2 boosted to hit, 1 boosted damage, and then I would have 1 for Infernal Machine and 1 so my Kraken can actually move up and be useful. So Kraken moves up into a useful position next turn outside of the charge range of Bane Thralls. Biles move up, and this is where I do a cool little trick that I discovered that the Coven are bonkers with. So you can go ahead and wall off your Biles with Bane Riders. And yeah, sure, you can do this with pretty much any caster. You know, you have Biles, Bane Riders, it's not that hard to figure out. But what makes the Coven really good at this is the fact that they get to free up order of activation issues. So for one, there's 3 of them. So the idea is that one of them goes, and she puts down a Veil of Mists. Veil of Mists allows you to walk through models. So now let's say, well, okay, during your opponent's turn, you know, everyone runs up and jams, right? And then you're like, oh no, I have all these guys in the way. What am I going to do? Well, Veil of Mist, right? Bile with Ghostwalk, maybe if he needs to ignore free strikes, walks up to like here in the, like past the front line, but now the back line's open, and he just purges all over them. And then it's like a nice little screen because they can't be shot because you can't see them. Well, I guess Ghost Shot can do it, but what I came up with it for was Signar, because Signar is, they don't care about yourself, but they care about models being in the way, and gun mages can't kill Bane Riders. Well, unless they roll bonkers, which could happen, but it's unlikely to happen. So that was that idea. I actually, thinking about it now, I didn't need to do that because he doesn't really have much shooting. He has Saxon and some his sorcerers. He has Saxon and his sorcerers over here, and that's pretty much it. Well, I guess he could spell, but if he's spelling with Gaspy, he's not cloud. So I guess I didn't need to do that, but it's cool and I wanted to see it work. So yeah, I went for it. Okay, so now what happens is we go ahead and Infernal Machine. He is in control range because I'm not super terrible at this game. The chicken runs up, gets into sorted position, and then the ball has to run up to keep up with him because chickens are fast, especially under the Coven. Ball keeps up with him. Other Witch runs so that they can triangulate, Other Witch walks up, and here comes some boosted shots. So now remember that if my opponent had put down another cloud, this wouldn't be exactly possible, but we're just going through it. So she goes ahead, boosts to hit, doesn't land Shadowbind, does some damage. I roll bonkers on damage and actually do a decent number of points to him. And then I crit, and then I leave him on 4 boxes. I crit, he's Shadowbound, he has 4 boxes. It's a great start to the game. I'm happy. Blood Witches then move up to take position, and this is why I want to say I like the Coven as compared to Shade 2 into Gaspy, because of sort of what just happened. So what Gaspy does is he sits there, he's like, you can't charge me because I'm great, and I'm going to put a whole bunch of clouds in front of my army so that way you can't purge them, you can't hit them, and I get the alpha. So what the Coven do, theoretically, is they give Gaspy a choice. Either one, he can blow all his focus and put down some clouds, and then guarantee his army the alpha, or at least not being shot. If he does that, then the Coven have the tools and the node, or the tools and the speeds to get a node into a great place to blast Gaspy and put damage on him. And once Gaspy has damage on him, he can't be up front anymore. Or if Gaspy decides to keep all his focus to himself, then what they can do is they have Biles. So Biles walk up and do their thing, and underneath their feet, Biles are going to get the alpha, because he can't run up and engage my Biles. Well, I guess he could, but I have Ghost Walk, and he can't really kill him because of my feet. So it kind of says, well, you can either put down clouds and then get spelled, or you cannot put down clouds and then get biled. So it's your choice. And also in this matchup, if it wasn't for his feet, it would have been, I think it would be totally in the Coven's favor. But essentially, Gaspy's feat says, your Kraken is mine. So the Kraken has to do as much damage as he can, as quick as he can, because as soon as Gaspy gets himself into a position where he can feat, the Kraken's just dead. There's like no two ways about it. 10 Banes kill a Kraken easy peasy, and they have a ridiculous charge range. And then Gaspy, does his typical walk up, pop his feet, and TK backwards. So right now Gaspy's on like 4 boxes, so I'm a little bit happy about that. But that's the overall game plan of the Coven, is that I'm going to use my alpha almost guaranteeing feat so that I can get a good bile purge off. I'm going to give him the choice, either you make clouds or you take spell damage. And then that's pretty much the game plan, and I'm just going to see how it goes. So it's his turn. That node's essentially his. There's Tartarus, there's Bane Knights, everything like that. And he is also going to, I believe, he's going to parasite my riders, and then Blood Witches are going to kill them easy. And then he's just going to try and jam me. And then since he has 4 boxes left, he's going to sit behind clouds and be a little whiner that Gaspy 2 is on 4 boxes. Well, I guess any caster would be a little whiny under 4 boxes if the Coven was sitting across from him. So Helldiver moves up, burrows. Night Wretch moves up. Night Wretch doesn't shoot, sadly. Especially because Gaspy is Shadowbound, it almost forces him to put down 2 clouds. I forgot about that. He doesn't really have 2 choice. He has to put down 2 clouds. So he's going to do that. He casts Parasite on the Bane Riders. The Blood Witches go ham on the Bane Riders. See, they shouldn't have been that far up because they kind of die. I should have not traded that. That's my bad. I got a little overzealous of making a wall, but I really wanted to show... This guy is like good at cricks. So he's putting down the clouds now because they didn't fit. So I really wanted to show him, hey, look what I came up with. Where maybe I should have just had the Biles in front, because there's no way he could really have killed them. Like, sure, he could have death knelled them, but if he death knelled them, then the Coven would have just spell assassinated Gaspy or shot him with the Kraken. So I lose 2 Bane Riders for pretty much free, and then he kind of runs up everything else. And this is what I was talking about with the Coven. So now, see, here's the thing. This Bile here could move up a little itty bitty bit and purge, but he doesn't get too much. Now, if this Bile can walk up and be like right here, he can get even more, right? So maybe I could get like a double purge off or something like that. These witches are incorporeal because the hag mini-feeded, and there's Bane Riders in the way. But I have Veil of Mists, and so I say I don't really give 2 figs about all that. I'm just going to walk through my own models. Because the Coven don't do much, but they sure as heck let your guys go where they want. And then, another cool thing I realized when playing this is that the Coven with Curse of Shadows, they eat up Bane Thralls like no one else's business. Holy bejesus. So what happens is the Coven go ahead, put Curse of Shadows on the Bane Thralls, Ghost Walk on the Blood Witches, and what the Blood Witches do is the front ones charge the back ones, right? And then the back Blood Witches charge the front ones. The Hag says no tough. They're mat 8. They need 4s to hit. They're effectively POW 14s. So they need a 4, and then they like auto kill Bane Thralls. It's disgusting. So he found this as soon as he was done his turn. He's like, "Oh, I just handed you an entire unit of Bane Thralls," and I was like, "Yeah, buddy." So, oh, I'm sorry. He still has Dara. I'm getting a little overzealous again. So Dara's gonna walk up. He's gonna be like, "I'm gonna zap that Bile Thrall." So that's why he didn't get to do anything. I forgot about that. And then he's gonna go and get some other position and blah blah blah. Dara does what Dara does, and I think he might be done. No, I can't remember. Madeline goes and does stuff. Okay, so now I'm thinking, and I figured I already had my focus set out. So Ghost Walk, Veil of Mists, other stuff I haven't figured out yet. So second Ghost Walk is for the Biles. One's for these guys because I figure Veil of Mist can go here, but then the Biles don't ignore free strikes, so they need Veil of Mist. I didn't really realize I had a Warwitch Siren right here, and she could just. So my bad, but I love the Coven one. They are supporting their army because they can make your opponent cry in so many glorious ways. Okay, so here we go. I think I do the Biles first. Yep. So here's me allocating everything. One chicken walks up. He fails to hit a Bane Thrall, but that's okay because they're all going to die here pretty soon. One of the Covens go Ghost Walk on the Biles, Veil of Mist on top of them. And my opponent's like, "Oh, that's pretty good." And I'm like, "Yep." And so my Bane leader actually pops off his base, which is a little sad. And then the other one goes, and they all kind of move up. And then this Bile Thrall's like, "Ugh, all your infantry is dead." Knocks over one Bane Thrall, and then the other 2 buddies spray him down because they're awesome. Oh, that's why I couldn't get the Blood Witches, is because they were incorporeal. Okay, so now the Bane Riders, who are now magically all freed up, can charge through the Blood Witches, who just happen to be incorporeal, so I can run through them because I'm ghostly, and go and charge Tartarus and Madeline. Or 3 of them charge Tartarus because I really want Tartarus dead, because Tartarus is really, really good for eGaspy. So the Bane Riders go. Impact to hits don't kill Madeline. A third one goes at it. The first Bane Rider hits over the wall and like one-shots what's his face, Tartarus. I actually realized that now that they kill him on average dice, so I actually committed way too much to this. I should have only committed the one really wounded Bane Rider and the other one to him, because in the other Bane Rider without his charge bonus completely misses Madeline and doesn't get her. And then I do some damage to the chicken because I want Parasite gone. They still have Parasite on them. I wasn't able to really get it off them this game. And see, now the Warwitch Siren goes. And so if I had done that beforehand, I wouldn't have needed to use 2 focus for Ghost Walk. And I could have put that on the Kraken, and the Kraken could have done business. So Curse of Shadows is on the Bane Thralls. The Blood Witches are just going ham. my opponent's like, oh, that's really, really good too. And then he kind of gets a little upset, and he just takes all his models off the board. So that was nice. I leave his leader on one box because he wanted me to roll for that, and I mean, I figured that'd be okay. Then the Kraken, he doesn't know what to do. So this round, he just ends up walking up and getting a node. I think he just walks up and eats that node. Good. Come on, you can do it. Yep, walks up, eats the node, and that's that. Now, what I probably should have done is actually shot with him and done some other stuff, like maybe popped a shot. Oh, that's completely the wrong buttons. Popped a shot over here and maybe hopefully got some of these guys. I already triggered Vengeance. Might as well kill more of them. Or shot maybe over here at the Biles. I'm on the hill and I'm a Colossus, so I do believe that means I can see over them. Maybe. I'm not quite too sure how that works, actually, now that I'm thinking. But this Bile is definitely in line of sight, if you can see past all my lines. So this one right here is in my line of sight. It only depends on if, because the Blood Witches are incorporeal, it only depends if I had range, which I probably did. And then I could have used my little BB gun to try and hit Dara, or maybe done something more. When you have a Colossal against eGaspy, eGaspy's feat essentially says, you know, unless you're playing P. Haley, because P. Haley's stupid, eGaspy essentially says, have fun with your Colossal, it's not going to be there for much longer, so your Kraken really needs to go to town every single chance it can get. So it only getting a node this turn was nowhere near the greatest thing that could have happened, and it should have done a lot more. But that was my bad for not letting that happen. And then Gorman's gonna go and try up and walk up and get the Black Oil of the Blood Witches, but they're incorporeal, so I decide not to do that instead. The last witch is going to feat, because this is a very good feat turn. So Black Oil, I'm like, oh, he's not going to Black Oil. Okay, then the last witch is going to go. She's going to walk over, she's going to feat, and the ball's going to run up. I really like that feat token. I really like that nice gradient I got on that sucker. Okay, so his turn, he upkeeps Parasite and Hellbound, and now he's trying to think of what to do. So it's out of the screen here, but whatever this guy is, I forget what his name is. The Helldiver. The Helldiver pops up and tries to start eating my chicken because he doesn't want my chicken running free. I only have one node left, so it's actually a really good thing that he's keeping it all in the one place. This Bane is going to charge my Kraken because it's the only really Bane that can do something, because my girls are incorporeal and he just has like 4 Bane Thralls left. Well, 5 with this one. And they're all like dead next turn. So he's just going to run to get into an annoying position with them. Dara is going to do something. Madeline is going to do something. And I misplayed a lot of stuff. Lots of little things which add up a lot against eGaspy. And I will just let you see what that was. It was mostly my positioning. I really need to work on my positioning. I usually play E-Shade, which he doesn't really give two rat's butts about positioning because he just brings his army back. But the Coven, you need to position really well. Okay. So here we go. He's thinking through what to do. He's like, well, Gaspy might as well just hang back there and heal because he has 4 boxes, and 4 boxes is scary. So Bane Knight's Vengeance, that one Bile Thrall you saw, moved up because of Madeline. And then I think Saxon might go ahead and shoot something. I think that might be his first thing. Let's see. I think it is. I'm just gonna speed this up real quick because there's lots of talking. Okay, no, it's the Banes who charge. So the Banes charge, run, get into really annoying positions, go contest the flag. They actually do a column of damage to the Kraken, which isn't as much as they could do. Okay, Saxon moves over, one-shots a Bane Knight, or Bane Rider, it's like, I know they're armor 16, but your dice minus 5, and they have 5 boxes, so you need to roll 10. I think he maybe boxcars him. Whatever, Saxon. You should just go give someone Pathfinder. And now I got angry, and so he's saying that the Bane Rider should be positioned towards Tartarus, but I want the Bane Rider pointing at Gaspy because the Bane Rider wants Gaspy. But he says, no, he's pointing Tartarus. I'm like, well, we all know he's pointing Tartarus, but Gaspy's more intimidated if the Bane Rider is pointing at him. And so he's like, oh, okay, whatever. Okay, so we're going to speed up a little bit more. Bile Thralls, they're going to go do their thing, and a little bit. No, he's going to go with his Sorcerers. He likes to call them his Sorcerers. And they are going to puppet string some things and shoot some other things. I think they maybe get a Bane Rider. So, yep, one Bane Rider, and the other one, I'm not sure if he gets the other one or not. Nope, Dare gets the other one. I think he just chops him with his scythe. Yeah. That was a little fun. And then he death rides and then moves back. And then I only have one guy left, and the witches take care of him good. Oh, he seduces a blood witch into my blood hag, but she misses because she's under my feet and doesn't have gang. So that's nice. The one Bile Thrall walks up, and he does what a Bile Thrall does, because this is the positioning thing I was talking about, is I have, like, I have my rest of my Biles here, I have my Blood Witch here, this guy's not on the field right now, and I have Eggrower. So it's kind of, the Biles, like, hurrah, ha, ha, this is all mine. So that was a little bit poor of me. So, oh well. Here we go. He can see all those things, and they just all kind of go away. Oh well. So I don't think he does any damage to the witches through Eggrower, but he puts corrosion on him. And that's a little bit annoying because it's a witch taking a point like every turn. So he wins in like 23 turns. Now the witches go and they walk up, and one of them tries to hit Egregor and doesn't do too much damage. Does some, but then the other one just pops and kills the other Bane Rider. Oh, I'm not sure how that Bane Rider... He dies at some point, I swear. Okay, Bane Knight goes. One of them runs up to engage the Egregor. He's out of command, which I don't recognize. But then the Helldiver does some damage. Okay, so now it's my turn, and I am thinking that things are looking good. I mean, it sucks that I lost 3 Biles and all of my Bane Riders, but now what the Blood Witches can do is they can just go and take care of the rest of the Banes, so that's nice. Too bad they don't RFP him and try and start getting the Helldiver. This node needs to go and like get out of there, because he needs to go and threaten Gaspy, who is nicely hiding behind 2 clouds because he teleported over, or he just walked over and put down 2 clouds so I can't see him, and he also healed up for 2. However, there is this nice little Bile Thrall right here in the cloud, and Gaspy has, like, he's within 4-inch blast range. So what I am thinking is the Kraken, shoots that Bile Thrall, boost blast damage on Gaspy. So that's going to be the overall game plan. I'm going to try and clean up more things. I'm really worried about this guy and this guy, even though I don't need to be because they're not in command. So he's going to come over and try and purge these ones off the board, and then, well, these 3 are going to be Kraken meat. Yeah, and then Gorman's, he's back here. He needs to be up actually doing something, but he's not. So he's going to be trying to actually be useful. So Infernal Machine on the Kraken. He gets 3 focus because he has 1 job, which is kill Gaspy before Gaspy kills him. Then the rest go on the Coven. Veil of Mist goes away, And I forget what I actually do first. This turn, it was pretty much just the Kraken walking over, trying to eat the Blood Witches, and then going from there. Oh, okay. That guy charges the Bane officer who dies. I should have gotten Madeline. That was my bad. Because now nothing's going to. Oh, the Blood Witch is going to try and go get Madeline. So the Blood Witches walk over. They pick off like all the rest of the Banes, and the Blood Hag takes Parasite off of the Bane Rider, but again, she doesn't like being on upkeep removal duty, and she does 3 points to the Bane Rider. She rolls an 11. It's like, really, Blood Hag? I mean, you have 2 jobs. You turn things in Corporal. I guess you have 3. You turn things in Corporal, you remove Tough, and you remove upkeeps. Don't get so mad when you have to go remove an upkeep. She does too much damage to my own guys. It's like frustrating. And the Blood Witches take care of the rest of all the Banes, and so now there's no more Bane Thralls on the table. I'm sorry you can't see it on the screen. Again, my camera was acting up. Something's going on with the stand. Okay, so now Kraken walks over, and he's going to be like, we're going to eat this one witch. I need a 5. I hit. We're going to eat the other witch. I get a corpse. We're going to eat the other witch, and I hit. And now I have a choice to make. So kill shot only happens after you kill something living. And like if you kill something living and then you make another attack but you miss, you can't kill shot. So I need a 5 to hit the Blood Hag, and then I get +1 power to my blast damage. And I can buy an attack. So however, I want to boost to hit and I want to boost damage. So I kind of have a choice. Either I can use boost to hit the bile and boost damage on Gaspy. My bad. So now I have a choice. Is either I can just shoot the main cannon at the bile with the POW 9 blast damage, or I can buy an attack and hope for the 5 and then do it. The reason why I got 2 of them instead of getting 1 and then doing it is because I had 2 attacks. So if I missed the first one, then I had another attack, and I missed that one, I would have bought one. And it's unlikely that you miss 3 5s. It's happened before, but it's unlikely. So now it's like, do I wager the entire game on a roll of a 5 or not? Because what's going to happen after this point is Gaspy's done fighting. He's just like done. Next turn he teleports behind the trees, heals up even more, and he's just like, you're never getting to him again. Well, first he has to walk up, feet, kill the Kraken, then he like teleports all the way back. So it's like this turn, it's like now or never before I get Gaspy, before I need to start winning on scenario. So if I don't roll my 5, if I buy an attack and I don't hit the Hag, then I guess I could buy another attack, but then I need to roll a 7 to hit the Bile. Because the Bile is defense 12 and I'm only at 5. So I would like to boost to hit and I like to boost damage. So I decide to play it the safer route and just go ahead and boost to hit on the Bile with my POW 9. My opponent wants this game to be over because he hates playing Gaspy. Kills him, boost damage on Gaspy. I need like a 13 or something like that. I forget what I need. And I roll a... And I roll where is it? Oh, there it is. And I roll what's that? 12. So I need a 13. I roll a 12. He has 1 point left, which if I had gotten the Hag and then done that, he would have been dead. However, that's not really true because the 2 of the dice that went to the Bile would have gone into hitting the Blood Hag. That would have been dead. So then the other dice for hitting the order of the dice wouldn't be the same. There's no saying I would have gotten a 12 to boost blast damage on him. But if I had 1 more point of power, Gaspy would be dead. But Gaspy's not dead. He has 1 box on him. And he's not corroded. Gosh darn it. So, yeah, that's pretty much how that goes. So, here we go. Kraken then's like, well, okay, Gaspy has 1 point on. I guess I'm going to try and roll against the Hag. So the hag's in range. I'm sorry, it's not speeding up. Here we go. Okay, the hag's in range. Kraken eats the hag, and well, I was like, well, now I'm power 10. So then the Blood Witches go. They put Ghost Walk on the Bile because I forget about the out of command. I believe they put Ghost Walk on the Bile. No, the one witch moves over and boosts Astringent Abyss puts Ghost Walk, my bad. And then my opponent's like, they're out of command. I'm like, well, there's 3 focus wasted. So then the Bile goes, and he doesn't even get the one. He just corrodes him. He kills the other one, but he doesn't even kill the other Bane Knight. It's like, what's going on here? Okay, whatever. That was a crappy Bile Thrall. They need to make a better one. And now I triggered Vengeance for free, essentially, and it is, well, Gorman goes, because what can happen is now everyone's just running away. And Gorman walks up and Blacks oils that guy, because what can happen is he can Vengeance back, the leader can Vengeance forward, and now suddenly he is in, now he's in formation and he can charge. So Gorman Black oils him just to make sure nothing happens, but Corrosion gets him anyway. So good job, Gorman. You did good. Madeline moves a Bile, the Bane Knight's Vengeance, and that's that so far. Just gonna speed it up a little bit. Wither Shadow Combine walks up. They go ahead, and I think they put puppet strings on the Bile so that the Bile can purge and get the Bane Rider. The Bile actually walks into base to base with the Bane Rider because he's in his back arc, and the Bile doesn't have a melee weapon, so he's not engaged. So the the Bile gets all up in there. And actually, I think I am going backwards. Okay, so the Bile Thrall gets all up in there, and he purges, and he gets like 4 Blood Witches. He re-rolls on the Bane Rider, so he gets some, but he doesn't kill the hag. He leaves the hag on like 1. No, he leaves the hag on 2, which is great. I am super happy about that. Gaspy walks up. He's like, Kraken, you had a good shot at me, but you know, I have this thing called a feat, and you killed a lot more than 10 Bane Thralls, so I'm going to go ahead and bring them all back, put down 2 clouds, heal for 2, and teleport behind my clouds so that, you know, sucks to be you. And then these Bane Thralls are going to walk up and they're going to tell you exactly how they feel about being killed after being reanimated. So it takes only like 3 Bane Thralls to kill my Kraken. It's like, I hate being on the receiving end of Bane Thralls. They're so awesome, but I mean, it just, like, why are it? No, I can only play Bane Thralls. No one else can play Bane Thralls. That's just the way it works. Madeline walks up. She tries to seduce a witch into killing another witch, which happens. A Bane Knight kills a Blood Hag, and this is the field. And if you notice, Saxon is doing a lot more than just handing out Pathfinder this game. He's getting points and winning on scenario. So, what's his face could have also gotten another point, but right now it's 1-0. I have no more Kraken. I have about 4 Blood Witches and a node which is tied up. And Gaspy is now sitting behind clouds, and he's going to be healing up. He has 4 Bane Knights, 3 Biles, the Wither Shadow Combine, Dara, Saxon scoring points, and Madeline, and a Helldiver. So this is my favorite time of Warmachine, which is when things look so utterly bleak that you think you automatically lost, but you, like, in this game, it's your loss is almost never for certain. Like, there was this. Okay, this is a little bit of a funny story. Pretend this guy right here is Syntherium, okay? And I am playing Shade, which is right here. And I have a Bane Rider here. Shade 3, my bad. This is Shade 3. And I have a Bane Rider right there. And I have gone and made him frozen, hit him with a Black Bane, so he's on fire. He has 3 boxes left. and he's frozen, so he's auto hit, and he's not being so happy. And this is a Bane Rider, and he has Scything Touch on him, and he has a super clear charge lane to Syntherion. Right? So Syntherion is frozen, he is on fire, and he has 3 boxes left, and he has like no focus on him. So Bane Rider goes up, charges him, and because I think it's really cool, and you would think Syntherian's game is like done, right? That's not true. I think it'd be really cool to have a stationary, frozen, on fire, and corroded Warcaster. So I go ahead and try and roll for the doubles, right? Roll for the critical. Well, I roll a critical miss, don't corrode him, and lose the game, and he lives on like 3 health. So the game's never over is pretty much not what that was. Not like my wargaming ability, but game's never over. So this is my favorite part. The Coven can output a stupid ton of attacks. You know, these, it's just not over. This is my favorite game. My opponent wanted to be like, well, are you done? And I'm like, no, I still got this. So the Coven are going to go and be bosses. So here they're measuring something. I was thinking for a minute, because the Egor has Pathfinder, that he could run up and be a node to get Gaspy, but I can't see him. He's like way too far behind. So what happens is the Blood Witches go around and they do their thing. I'm not sure exactly what happens with the Blood Witches. Some charge. 2 of them charge Dara, I believe, and then 2 of them charge a Helldiver. That's not too important. What the Coven do is they start walking up, and they're going to start being a machine gun of spells. Okay, here the Blood Witches go. They walk up, they start trying to get the Helldiver, and it doesn't work out because the Helldiver has a ton of boxes, and it's very well spaced out, and the 2 Blood Witches like miss on Dara and don't do a lot of damage because this is where all the ones come out. So the chicken walks up, he takes no points of damage, and he shoots Madeline dead because Madeline was annoying. And then the witches walk up and they start machine gunning. So they kill all but 1 Bane because I hit the 1 Bane, but apparently PAL 12 is not enough to crack armor 16. And they're left on 1 focus, so they camp 1, and they're corroded. So then I pass the turn. He scores another point, so 2-0. He goes, the 1 Bane walks up, then he goes and he charges the Egor for, I'm not sure how much damage. It'll show in a little bit. So he's thinking what he wants to do. Gaspy's just going to run and hide like the little baby he is. I mean, he has 1 box left. Well, yeah, he has 2 boxes left because he healed. Okay, Bane Knight runs up, charges the Egor. I think he may have missed. I can't remember. Yeah, he missed. Okay, but what's now is annoying is that he's actually blocking line of sight between all the witches, so him running in there and basing the Egregore broke their triangulation, as I like to call it. So that's not fun. Dara is going to be a boss after getting some puppet strings, I believe. Oh, nope, the Wither Shadow Combine walk up and do their own thing. Dara walks up, smacks the 1 witch. I think he tries to Hellfire and kills another witch. Oh no, puts some damage on the chicken. Then he walks in, bases the flag. The Gaspy runs and heals. The Helldiver eats another witch. And then Saxon, Biles walk up. Saxon decides to do a little dance around the flag. And then it's my turn. So now it is 4-0, and I need to control this one and this one, or kill this guy down here. So I'm like, well, I don't have my triangulation because there's a Bane Knight here. I need to get something here, which the Night Reg can do. These witches can hopefully start getting the Helldiver up there, and then, well, they can't score points anymore because they're under half, but at least they can get some morality bonuses. And, well, the only solo I have that can get anywhere over here is the Egregore, because he is a solo. He is not a Wordcaster, so he can contest. So my plan is to get this one, get these guys right here, which I'm not sure how I'm going to do yet, get Dara, somehow kill these guys by hopefully asking my opponent nicely to remove them from the table, and then also get the Helldiver. So that's the plan. So what Hips does is Hips the witch. She's Hips because that's her most predominant feature. She's like Bane Knight. What do you mean Bane Knight? I can take care of that Bane Knight. So, oh, that's Corrosion, I think. I'm not sure what's going on there. That doesn't matter. Anyway, Hips. Okay, yeah, that's the Bane Knight. That's the Blood Witch is walking over to get the Bane Knight. Okay, stop with the Blood Witches. Get over to the Hips. Yeah, Helldiver has like 2 boxes left, and I keep like missing all my attacks. Okay, so Hips is now like, what do you mean there's a Bane Knight blocking my triangulation? I'm like Rat 5. Well, hang on. The Night Wretch needs to go first. He's just gonna shoot, and I think he misses. No, he hits. No, he misses by 1. At least I believe he missed by 1. Okay, so now Hips is like, what do you mean the Bane Thrall? I need a 7 to hit and then like a 10 to kill. I make Bane Knights for breakfast. I'm just gonna walk up here, not charge, and I'm just gonna swing, and I'm going to hit because I am a boss, and then I am going to roll damage because I know where the off button of Bane Knights are, and I'm gonna boxcars it. So take that, Bane Knight, get out of here. The Coven are better than you, and then we're going to proceed with the game of the Coven machine gunning down the Biles. Blam, blam, miss, blam, and then the Egregore is just going to book it. So now it is his turn, and the witches go. One thinks she's getting a little excited, but she's not. And now it is his turn. He just needs to kill the 4 boxes left, Night Wretch or 2 Blood Witches, and he has the Wither Shadow Combine and Dare right there. So the Wither Shadow Combine runs up, charges it, and like 1 hits it, and that's game. So oh, he makes it into Helldiver because he can, and it swings the army points in his favor, I guess. So yeah, that's game. I think the Coven actually fit well into that matchup with Gaspy. I think if I worked on my positioning a little bit better, if I had killed the Hag before blast damaging Gaspy, I would have won. If I didn't sacrifice all my Biles, the Riders were too far forward when they were right here guarding all the Biles. If I had positioned them better, I could have gotten a lot more use out of those Biles, and I would have had more Riders. Only had 2 Riders go after Tartarus right here, the other Rider off after Madeline right here, who was actually pretty big. The Kraken should have, on that 1 turn, instead of just killing the node, should have gotten load up with some focus. Focus he would have gotten from the Warwitch sign. You remember here, walking up and spraying down all those Blood Witches there. The Kraken would have had 2 more focus, which he could have started shooting, maybe shot Dare off, lopped some shots over here. If you would have remembered, there were the Bane Knights right here, or the Bile Thralls. And yeah, I think it's winnable. I think it's just very hard, but I think it's a lot better than my E-Shade matchup, because in E-Shade, I don't have Biles, I just have lots of infantry, and Gaspy can pretty much sit there, cloud up his infantry. He has Biles. So if you have mass infantry versus mass infantry, but the one mass infantry has clouds that do points of damage and Bile Thralls, that guy's going to win. So E-Shade has no chance, so it needs to be Coven. So I think I need to get like 2 more games in with the Coven, and then I'll have a pretty better understanding of this guy. And then there's also those Gaspy lists that have like 30 Bane Knights in it, but I don't think they'd be too bad either, because the Blood Witches can eat them for breakfast. It's just something I have to practice more. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something, and have a great day.